Hey, hope everyone's having a good day. Well, a foot race to get shots under the arm. I'm getting off to a little bit of a late start. Sorry about that. Looking into the sky, our meteorologist said. Look up there because you're going to see something. But leave a corner of the house or something to block your vision so you don't ruin your vision altogether. What are you going to see? It's this right here, a halo. They're bringing it more into the open, but they're blaming it on a couple of rain fronts on both sides of Finland. That's right. That's the one on the left that's going on today. And, well, I've taken so many, I've lost count, honestly. But I have videos and playlists and everywhere of many of these. And this is from 3 years ago. I took so many that my phone is just full of sky pictures. I'm going to have to download them somewhere. But of course in Liverpool they opened, and this was in the news, talking about the passports and the testing just to get back into the normal so you can get to partying again, right? Very important. But no mask, no test, no V for me, so no thank you. I'm not going to be taking part in any of that. But in the States they're talking about all the cases again and the deaths, so let's add them up. 28. There you have it, 28. And of course, 99.6 have taken the V. 9, 9, and 6 equals, well, 24. Well, so much for that. On ABC News, they said 39% have now gotten it, and when you add up the figures up there, it equals 23. Of course, their favorite numbers, of course. And of course, let's ramp up the fear a little bit more, because the travel from India to America is now going to be stopping on Tuesday. That's right, only Americans can fly back. But then adding the great thing that Disney is opening up. That's right. Disney closed all the V sites in their area, and they have now opened their doors. Tearful discussion with a family there saying that they didn't think they could get back into Disney. And of course they had to mention that Disney is owned by the ABC parent company, of course, but you're going to have mandatory masks, temp checks, it's cashless, and tons of plexiglass everywhere, so don't you worry. But let's look at also California is among 23 states seeing cases fall in the past week. There's your 23 again. Unbelievable. Let's get to listen to what they say here about a foot race to get shots in the arm.
And tonight, new signs of life feeling closer to normal. The vaccination site at Disneyland shutting down. And today, the park welcoming back California residents for the first time in over a year, including the Beigel family.
And I walked in, and I'm home.
Disneyland, which is owned by ABC's parent company, reopening with masks required, temperature screenings, cashless transactions, markers, and plexiglass to help with physical distancing. California among 23 states seeing cases fall over the past week, but the demand for vaccines is slipping. From New Jersey to New Orleans, a foot race to get shots into arms.
Well, Lindsay, the TSA says the mandate that requires travelers to wear face coverings on planes, trains, and buses, it was set to expire on May 11th, but it has been extended to September 13th, and that includes people who are fully vaccinated. Lindsay.
So yeah, you'll have to keep wearing those masks, but it's a foot race to get the jab in the arm. That's right, when you look at another video, they're talking about 3,600 deaths. And of course, they're going to keep ramping up the fear factor. Brazil, Iran, Turkey, and of course, global cases doubling last 2 months. Of course, we have Tedros to tell us a little bit more.
Global cases nearly doubling in the last 2 months.
To put it in perspective, there were almost as many cases globally last week as in the first 5 months of the pandemic.
Right, Lindsay, so far there's not enough evidence to suggest yet if any variants coming from India are either more infectious or dangerous. Regardless, most non-citizens traveling from India will be barred from entering the United States starting Tuesday. So
there you have it. If you're not a U.S. citizen, you'll be barred from entering. But then you have to listen to the words of Hashish. That's what we'll call him, Hashish. 1.3 million people have to bring in the 13 again, right? When it's closer really to 14, honestly. Talking about the variant B167. There you go, 167. totaling 16. Well, mirrored 19 with the C19, right? But anyway, let's listen to a few of his words.
And ultimately, what we need to do is we need to get this under control. As I said, purely for humanitarian reasons. We just don't want tens of thousands of people dying every day. But second, that the variants will spread to other parts of the world, including the United States, will leave unvaccinated people in America vulnerable. So there's a lot of good reasons for us to be getting this under control.
West Virginia's governor is offering $100 savings bonds to young people who get vaccinated. What more needs to be done to encourage everyone to get vaccinated?
Yeah, now it's the ground game. All the people who really, really wanted a vaccine have gotten it. We're at about 55% of all adults. We need to get into the 70s and 80s in terms of proportion of adults, because obviously kids are not going to be vaccinated for a while. And therefore, I think it's about making it extremely easy, walk-in clinics, getting into doctors' offices, and then also working with trusted voices, religious leaders, civil society leaders, to advocate for getting people vaccinated. It's going to make an enormous difference if we can get some more chunk of that unvaccinated population with.
So there you heard West Virginia offering $100 bonds for young people who get the jab. And then, of course, not enough people are getting the jab. They need everyone, maybe 70%, 80% maybe in there, because kids are not going to be getting it. Well, I'm afraid maybe you haven't been listening to the media, but they're to be jabbed before the fall, before returning to school. And look at the background, Anastasia poster. I had to look into that. Oh, before I turn to the next page, have to get the religious leaders involved. Well, we know they're all involved. Yeah, they're the 501c3. But anyway, Anastasia, look at that. They had to bring her poster in there. When I looked at her, they're the house of the Holstein Gottorp Romanov. I don't know, Prince Philip his parents were from somewhere over there as well, but I don't know. But I'm just reminded of, because it had OS on there, I had to think, what is OS? It means the old style, the old calendar. They started talking about how they changed the old calendar. So did we lose 3 months? Maybe you guys know a lot more about this than me, but from March 25th, the Lady Day, they made it actually the 1st of January. And so did we lose 3 months and also 11 days? I don't know, but we know that they will try to change the times and the seasons for all of us to be confused, right, on what is going on. But we need to work with religious leaders, as he said. Yeah, we know that. And we know that most of them out there are pushing this. Sarfati, T. Jakes, anyone wearing a mask like Rochelle, or be a hero. Yeah, get involved in the body of Christ, is Franklin. So many. And I just will take his own picture and say, walk by faith and doubt nothing, not by sight, is the way I like it preferably heard. But trust in God through the storm, that's all I'm going to keep saying, because test all things. See that, hold firmly to what is good. Oh, sorry for the delay on this. There was a lot going on, and then I had an interruption. So let's have a great day. God bless, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Till next time.